Whittward Carver presents Quantum Quirks and the Cataclysm of Commonsense. Whittward Carver here, folks, ready to serve you a steaming pile of absurdity, topped with a dollop of dark humour. Today, we dive into the mind-bending tale of Professor Quark, a man who treats the laws of physics like they're mere suggestions. Our story unfolds in the quaint university town of Brainbridge, where the coffee is strong enough to revive a deceased deity, and the air is thick with theories and despair. Quark resides in a cottage that's seen more equations than a math textbook on steroids, and more existential crises than a French philosophy convention. One dreary morning, Quark wakes up with an epiphany that could outshine the sun. "Eureka!" he exclaims, startling his cat Schrödinger, who was enjoying a state of simultaneous napping and not napping. "I'll revolutionize quantum mechanics with a blender." You heard it right, folks. A blender. Because why make a smoothie when you can whip up a cosmological conundrum? Quark spends the day tinkering in his lab, a cross between a mad scientist's lair and a hoarder's paradise. He emerges, triumphant, holding a blender with more dials and knobs than a time-traveling spaceship's control panel. "Behold," he announces to Schrödinger, who's now in a state of both impressed and utterly baffled. "The quantum blender. It doesn't just blend fruits, it blends realities." Quark, eager to test his invention, chucks in a banana. "Now," he mutters, adjusting the dials, "let's see what happens if we set it to Schrödinger's smoothie and multiverse mashup." He flips the switch and the blender roars like a tiny, determined black hole. Suddenly, pop, out flies a banana wearing a miniature top hat and monocle. "Blimey," Quark mutters, adjusting his glasses. "I've created a dapper banana." And the banana tips its hat, clearly unimpressed. "You're a menace," it says, in a voice like a fruity echo. "I was supposed to be a renowned philosopher in a universe made of pudding." Quark blinks, taken aback. Well, this is a bit of a pickle. Just then, there's a knock at the door. Standing on the other side is Quark's neighbour, Mrs. Dumbledore Dingleberry, a woman with a face like a disapproving prune. "Professor," she says, eyeing the dapper banana, "have you been meddling with the fabric of reality again?" Quark grins sheepishly. "Just a slight alteration, Mrs. DD. Nothing to worry about." Mrs. Dumbledore Dingleberry huffs. "Last time you said that, my parrot started speaking in binary code." Quark winces. "Yes, well, that was a bit of a learning experience." Back in the lab, Quark faces his dapper banana predicament. He adjusts the blender's settings to reality reset, and no more monkey business. Pop. The banana disappears, replaced by a note. "Gone to find my pudding universe. Thanks for nothing. Banana." Quark sighs, looking at the empty blender. "Well, Schrödinger," he says, "back to the drawing board." Just then, another knock at the door. It's a bloke in a sharp suit, looking rather arsey. "Professor Quark?" he asks, flashing a badge. "I'm from the Quantum Regulatory Agency. We've had reports of a dapper banana." Quark gulps. "Ah. Well, you see." The agent holds up a hand. "Allow it, Professor. You're coming with us." And so, our dear Professor Quark is whisked away, leaving behind a cottage full of curiosities and a cat that's both there and not there. Life in Brainbridge returns to its peculiar normalcy, filled with coffee strong enough to wake the dead and theories dense enough to make your brain hurt. As for the dapper banana, who knows? Maybe in some pudding universe it's living the dream, or maybe it's just another piece of fruit, waiting for its moment to pop up and surprise us all. And that, folks, is the story of Professor Quark and his quantum blender. Remember, the next time you're having a bad day, just think, at least your breakfast isn't giving you attitude. Isn't that what life boils down to? Dodging the dapper bananas and embracing the absurd, one blended reality at a time.